Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to The Nation. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. We're going to talk about this quick review. I have yet to see the interview altogether, but this is going to be a DeMarcus Ware conversation for The Nation. Really do appreciate each and every last one of y'all, especially those who are at work or what have you. We're going to listen in to what Shannon Sharpe has to say and the Skip Bayless of the world and give their thoughts of everything as far as DeMarcus Ware. Let's listen in to what they have to say. Appreciate you.
He will reportedly sit out the entire offseason program if he isn't given a new contract by the July 15th deadline. Lawrence led the Cowboys with 25 sacks in the last 2 years. So, Shannon, what should Dallas do?
Pay him.
Pay the man.
First of all, let me say I hate the franchise tag because what the Cowboys are doing, they're betting against it. And if I'm the Players Association, I'm going to do away with the franchise and transition tag because if you're going to put me on a rookie wage scale, there's no way you're going to suppress my value from getting a long-term deal when I become available. Because
they signed off on it.
Exactly. Because they sold them a bill of goods that was never going to exist. Oh, we want to transfer that money to you guys, give it to the guys that's proven and helped the league. And so we don't think these unproven guys should get this. Okay, right. You going to shortchange me on the front end. You're going to say, okay, rookies, you can only make this. And then when it's time for me to get my money, well, we can franchise you not 1 year, not 2 years, and then you can come back and turn around and transition me for the third year.
Right.
How's that fair?
I can tell you how that's
still
fair.
making really good money.
You are. You're making good money.
I want the security.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you're betting, because here's the thing, they kept betting against Kirk because they're like, well, we don't think.
Yeah.
I think DeMarcus Lawrence has shown you, Skip, ever since he had that one issue, he got that resolved, and he's been on the straight and narrow. Compensate the man.
All right, so we're talking about fairness. There's the only thing that is fair in this world is nothing. That's the only thing. If you're looking for fairness in this world, you're not going to find it. That's where pigs are being judged at, right? At the fair. My thing is with this thing, we signed up for a franchise tag last year, $17.1 million. I know a lot of people that can utilize that money. I know a lot of people that you can look around, you can utilize that money. Now, this year, the franchise tag is only there for a placeholder. They got to figure out how we're going to utilize and spread out our resources throughout the entire team. So that's why they signed them up with the franchise tag. Hey, I don't know about you, but $20 million is a lot of money. It's a lot of cash. But what they're trying to say is, okay, D-Law, in order for us to guarantee this money, just like anything else you do in life, as far as you trying to up your policy on your insurance, or for your health insurance especially, they're going to say, okay, we want to see you get this thing checked out. Your health, they call it health assessment. If you want to get more money on your house, if you're getting your house appraised or what have you, they're still going to have to send their people out. They can give you fair market value and say, okay, this is what your house is worth. Your house is worth $250,000, but in order for us, we trust what the markets say, but we have to send our appraisers out. That's life. So that's what we're talking about, franchise tags. Is it fair? No. But what I can tell you this right now, they already showed their hands. Cowboys already showed their hands and say, okay, we're willing to give you this money, but you got to do something for us. You got to do something for us. Let's listen to more what they have to say.
What do y'all mean? You drafted him in the second round. This is what happens, Skip, when you have.
Yes, indeed. You got to figure this thing out, Cowboy Nation. You got to figure this thing out. And it is what it is at this point. We got to
The draft, what happened? The players turned out to be really good. You got 3 linemen making top money for their positions. And you drafted well, you got Dak, you got Zeke, you traded for Amari, DeMarcus Lawrence, Byron Jones. Okay, Skip, this is what happens. You drafted these guys. When you looked at them on tape, you went to the combine, you're like, whoo, man, we need that guy. Now, all of a sudden, well, we're going to go year to year. We like you. We're not going to give you a key to the apartment. We dating, but we're not serious. This is what they're telling DeMarcus Lawrence. We like you, DeMarcus. We dating. You don't get a key. We're not that serious. And if something, hey.
It's not a good feeling.
No.
But it's the correct feeling.
Really?
It is. I love that analogy. For those who out there who live college lives, right? You dating a lady, and you give her a key to your apartment, but you better not give her the key to that deadlock, right? You give her the bottom key, but you're not going to give her a key to everything because they're not married yet, right? But this is the thing. D-Law trust me, in this relationship, he's not a person that you can look back and say, okay, when we were dating, there was no flaws, There was no flaws, there was no hiccups. But this particular relationship, there was a little flaws. There's some injuries involved. There's a shattered shoulder involved. So, hey, you got to meet me halfway, 50-50. If you want the key to the entire door, you got to do a little something for me. And that's what the Cowboys are saying. Hey, let's go get this evaluation done together before I give you the key to everything. I love that analogy. But those who out there know, when you was in college, you had that lady, and you said, okay, you tell your boys and everything, look, hey, she finna swing through. She got a key, but she don't have a key to that deadbolt or that main lock. She got a little key to get inside. Don't lock the bottom lock. You know what I mean? But it is what it is at this point. That's where they locking it up with D-Law right now. They want, in order for D-Law to get all the keys to the house, he's gonna have to get that shoulder surgery done. But let's go.
The Redskins were never sold on Kirk Cousins because they shouldn't have been sold on Kirk Cousins. And they played it correctly from year to year and finally said, okay, too rich for our blood. And you saw what happened, right?
Yeah, and so what are they going to do now? They got Josh Johnson and they got Mark Sanchez.
Okay, but they had Alex Smith, and unfortunately, he suffered a career-threatening injury.
And you think they were going to make the playoffs with Alex Smith?
Yes, I do. Okay. I think they were really good with Alex Smith because he's really good. This whole situation with DeMarcus Lawrence, by the day, is starting to smell worse and worse to me. It's starting to stink because it's not setting up very well for the Dallas Cowboys. And I frankly don't trust one word that comes out of your mouth about my Dallas Cowboys because you're relishing this.
No, I'm not, Skip.
You're trying to fan the flames of this because you want it to go from bad to worse.
Maybe.
Or worse. And in this case, I'm going to say it again about DeMarcus Lawrence. He's a good player, but he's not a great player. Okay. He's not Charles Haley. I love Charles Haley.
But he's free. He don't have to be. But guess what? If I'm DeMarcus Lawrence, guess what? I see y'all first opening day.
Okay.
I ain't coming to training camp, not OTAs, not mini camp. Deuces.
How do you feel about
opening day?
Just for the record, when DeMarcus was a rookie, he had a foot injury. And then he wound up having back surgery twice, and now he says he needs a shoulder surgery that he is not going to get until he gets signed.
Get that money.
Okay?
Get that money.
I don't like that.
I love it. That's how you do it with DeMarcus.
I don't like that.
That's how you do it, DeMarcus.
And he did get suspended, as you pointed out, one time for 4 games for some sort of substance abuse. Not sure exactly what it was. Maybe amphetamines. That's what got reported, but I don't know that for a fact. So what have we seen? We saw, not this past year, but the year before, he had a monster year. 14.5 sacks.
Yeah.
Last year, he had 10.5 sacks, but guess what? He had 5 of those sacks in the first 4 games last year, and then he started to tail off, and he got quiet.
You know why?
He didn't get quiet in the locker room because he was talking big, bad stuff.
You know why he quieted off? Who else can rush the passer besides him? How Randy Gregory doing?
Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, really? What about David Irving? Where was David Irving?
He was nowhere to be seen.
Exactly. So when you only have one guy that can consistently rush the passer, you slide the protection. Khalil Mack was a lot more dominant in Chicago than he was in Oakland. Von Miller is a lot more dominant when he had D. Ware on the other side and Malik in the middle.
Okay. Then we got to those 2 playoff games, and DeMarcus Lawrence had 0 sacks and 0 sacks.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
Yeah, so when we look at this thing all together, Cowboy Nation, it's one of those things where it's a conundrum. It is. It's one of those things where you have to say to yourself, I don't know whether or not Cowboys are built to not fall in love with their players. I don't know. And that's the hardest part, to really look at everything, because if you really think about it, think about this, Cowboy Nation.
For like 18 yards in the first down that killed the clock.
You know, in what professional sport do they inhibit your ability to go get paid? They don't do this in basketball. They don't do this in baseball. So not only do they not do it in the other 2...
to go get overpaid is what you're talking about, right?
So I see, it's you, the media, that fan these flames.
My fault.
Yeah, it's your fault, because you make it seem like only football players get overpaid. When was... Did Albert Pujols? How's that $240 million, $10 million, 10-year, $240 million contract looking? What about Robinson Cano?
Right. How many World Series have the Angels won?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
So is he overpaid? So football players are not the only one to get overpaid. Do you think Aaron Donald has earned that big contract? Has Tom Brady earned every penny?
Yes.
What about Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skip. Look, there are going to be situations where guys get paid and they don't pan out. Not only in football, but baseball and basketball also. But to say, you know what, we're going to, in basketball, they do the same thing. Baseball, Skip, you got to wait a while. But when it's your turn to hit payday, just imagine, Skip, Bryce Harper had come up to get his payday, and Washington say, you know what, we're going to franchise you. You can't go hit the open market. So this is what we're going to do. After we've had you under this suppressed salary for 6 years, what about basketball? We had you under the suppressed, because there's a rookie wage scale in basketball. We're going to have you under this suppressed wage scale, and then when it's your turn to go make money, we're going to suppress your ability or inhibit your ability to go to the free agent market. Where is that fair?
Well, let me tell you where there's fair. There is fair when they are saying that when we put the franchise tag on you, we have to pay you fair market value, meaning that we can't just slap the franchise tag on you, Shannon, and pay you only $2 million. We got to pay you the highest or close to the highest paid or collective paid defensive ends out there. The man is getting $20 million. Now, he's asking for more. What they're saying is that they're bumping heads with this shoulder surgery, meaning that, hey, we are willing to put this money in your hand. They already showed their hand. Cowboys already showed their hand that they are willing to pay this man $20 million. But where's the fault is at is where how long the contract will be and the guarantee money on the back end of this situation. We look at other contracts like the Eric Berry contract. We know for sure that that kid would never get all of his money. 9 times out of 10, I can argue the fact that Khalil Mack is not going to get all of his money. $141 million. That's a lot of money to pay a defensive guy, regardless if he's Khalil Mack or if he's D-Law. Now, the thing is, Khalil Mack didn't have 2 back surgeries, didn't have PED suspension, and then on top of that, don't have a shattered shoulder. So you can look at these things and say to yourself, somewhere lies between Khalil Mack and D-Law. But the Cowboys organization looking at it like, we know what type of presence of defense that you bring out there, D-Law, but we'll be foolish to give you $141 million, 60-something guaranteed, $60 million guaranteed to match it dollar for dollar for Khalil when you already had 2 back surgeries, a shoulder injury, and then on top of that, we got to throw in the PED. We don't know if you juicing up now. We just got to throw that in. I hate the reality of it, but that's just life. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this placeholder, what we call the franchise tag, which is going to give you $20 million right now. It's going to go against our cap, but that's just the deal. That's just how it is. That's the reality of it. But if we go look at other sports and things like that, basketball got a lot of more leeway. They got over 80 games. Baseball got over 1,000 games. So you only got 16 games out of a year in football. And then on top of that, I think for sure, basketball, you play both sides. You play defense and offense. So you really not getting off the court. Football, it can be controlled in so many ways. Now, if you start talking about the Aaron Donalds of the world, I love D-Law, but come on, let's be real about it. He's no Aaron Donald. Come on. I mean, let's just be real about that portion of these conversations. But my thing is, I'm all down for the players to get paid. I think that with the new collective bargaining agreement, they need to figure out how they can, to me personally, I'm going to say this again, to me personally, I just don't like the salary cap. Meaning that we as fans, we put all our love and adulations towards this team. We support this team, but everybody get $188 million across the board to manage their team, and we're looking at it like, here, look, can we just take away the salary cap? The salary cap's supposed to be built so it won't be parity, so it will be parity in the NFL. So we won't see the same teams winning the Super Bowls over and over and over again. But that myth been destroyed. The New England Patriots we saw for over 2 decades now, going into 2 decades now, dominance. So, I mean, we got to really look back at everything. The salary cap's supposed to be something that's put in place where we won't see the same teams over and over winning the Super Bowl. Let me know how many different teams that have been making it to the Super Bowl since the salary cap has been implemented, and I'll hush. I can understand the revenue sharing, but I digress. Let's
Only
listen to
one
more.
player rep out of 32 voted against this deal you're talking about, and that was my friend Ryan Clark of the Steelers. Only one.
And he saw this coming.
31 said, oh, we accept this. We agree.
I hope D. Smith and all the players rep have informed their players. We're going to shut it down. Don't buy a house. Tell mama we not buying a house and we not remodeling the house. And if whatever kids get, as a matter of fact, put the kids in private school. We taking them out of public school. Take them out of private school. We saving all our money for the next 3 years because we're going to shut it down. And when we shut it down, when we come back, we're going to have more favorable working conditions.
Ain't
We're
gonna
gonna
happen.
have lifetime medical benefits, and this is a franchise and transitional tag. They got to go.
Okay.
They ain't going
So
nowhere.
I'm hoping that over the next 3 months that the Cowboys and DeMarcus Lawrence sort of come to grips with some realistic deal that he
$70
can live
million
with.
guaranteed.
Yeah, you want to wreck the salary structure so they can't pay Dak and Zeke
Whoa, whoa,
and
whoa, whoa,
Amari.
whoa, whoa, whoa. It didn't rate Jerry's ability to pay $250 million for a yacht.
But see
yeah,
now,
here's-
see now.
If I'm DeMarcus,
See, that's the problem. See, you're equating. See, this is the thing. They go back to the yacht situation. You're equating something that it doesn't have to do with the salary cap. Jerry Jones' money. When you're talking about the salary cap collectively, it's nothing to do with the billionaires. Everybody is a millionaire, pretty much, because you only got 188 million to work with. Every team only got 188 million to work with. So there's no such thing as this guy's collecting all of the money and he's spending his money where he want to. No. I will say this. Everybody, these teams can stand on their own now. Hell, they don't need the revenue sharing. Trust me, everybody, the NFL is at an all-time high as it relates to viewership. They find out ways to sell ads on TVs and things like that. You can turn on CBS, you can turn on Fox, you can turn, and they're showing Cowboys anyway. So what I'm saying is collectively, they just need to throw out this doggone salary cap, let these teams, let every billionaire put their money where their mouth at, and then we will really see who can really say, okay, we really want D-Law on this team, or we really want a Chandler Jones, or we really want an Earl Thomas, because then at that point, everybody will go out there and say, okay, if you really want this guy to be performing, then you'll go out there and reach out and pay that guy. But the salary cap throws everything in a crazy funk, because now nobody is loyal. Everybody got to be a business transaction. The teams of what we love, like we grew up knowing that this person's going to be on this team forever, it no longer exists. See, we get emotionally involved with players, and Jerry Jones do as well, and all of these other teams, I guess, can say the same. But the business aspect of it is that you pay your quarterback long, you pay your offensive lineman long, everybody else 3-4 years tops, and then you remove them and turn them away. You turn and burn. Next year, you're supposed to be looking for another running back. Next year, you're supposed to be looking for other defensive ends. If you really look at it, that's the Patriots model. They don't fall in love with players. There's nobody that they sign long after the Tom Brady outside of the offensive lineman on that team. Chandler Jones, I can argue the fact that his production level was just as well as D-Law. But when it got time to start paying them, they said, you know what? We'll get rid of you. We're not going to fall in love with you. We're not going to fall in love with a Jamie Collins. We're going to get rid of you guys. Damon Amendola, he started to say, okay, I want that bag. They said, okay, this is what we'll do for you. Peace and fish grease. We'll send you down there to the Dolphins. We'll let you test out the free agent market. And then in return, them rascals got a 3rd-round draft pick out of compensatory. They're winning with this situation because they do not fall in love with players. They just don't. We do. That's just how it goes. Let's listen to some more what they have to say.
I'm looking at that.
Wait.
I'm like, hold on.
There are no salary caps
I
on
think
the yachts.
Ain't no salary cap on me either.
Yeah, okay.
Ain't no salary cap on me. I need to get all that, Jerry. You got it.
we'll figure this out or not. And if it's not, good riddance.
okay with
Remove the
it?
tag.
okay.
Really?
Tell them to remove the tag.
What's the reaction?
Because you know what, Skip? DeMarcus Lawrence says, hold on. Y'all want to offer me $20 million for you 1 year. I guarantee you there are 8 teams right now that would give me 50 to $60 million guaranteed.
Okay, let them make the mistake.
Okay, well, tell Jerry to take that tag off. Tell Jerry to take, if he's so confident, everybody, you told me yesterday, everybody want to play for the Cowboys.
They do.
Take that tag off DeMarcus Lawrence to see if you're a Cowboy next year.
Okay, we got our Cowboys.
That's why you keep the tag on them. Foolish Shannon. You keep the tag on them and you say, okay, if you want to be able to get D-Law, then it will cost you 2 first-round picks. If that's how much you really want them. And then you can pay him the $141 million, $60 million guarantee. Is that what the Raiders did? Right. Guys, I really appreciate each and every last one of your thoughts. My thing is with this, I want the players to get paid, but we got a thing called salary cap. I understand the negotiation aspect of it. For those who out there who really want to do health assessments and get a higher, lower the insurance premium or expand the insurance policy or what have you, they're going to say, okay, we'd be willing to do this for you, but however, you got to get a health risk assessment. Or if you want to put your house and get your house appraised, there's a fair market value of your house, but also there's an appraiser that's going to come out there and say, okay, in order for us to see the true value of your house, we got to check everything from A to Z. That's finance, forecasting, that's budgeting, that's life. So if D-Law want to get that bag, unfortunately, the Cowboys already showed that they are willing to put up $20 million. And that's a lot of money. And they probably be willing to say, okay, $20 million a year. But however, we would like to get this health assessment done. We got to see what's all going on with that shoulder before we can put the more money on the back end as it relates to the guaranteed dollars. Appreciate you, Q Charles. Thank you for making a donation to help grow the nation. He said, you're listening to nothing but the best. Yes, indeed. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this content. Let a friend, neighbor, or foe know where to go to listen in to Cowboys information. It's a hard pill to swallow. I know it is. It's tough. It's tough losing out on your players. We grew up always knowing that we can look around and say, okay, that's Emmitt Smith. That's 88. Michael Irvin. Oh, that's Troy Aikman. And we'll throw up if we saw them in a